Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Today we will learn how to use a centrifuge machine. Actually, centrifuge machine is a device which is used to separate the materials from the liquid samples on the basis of their density. This centrifuge machine has specific positions and inputs where we can place our sample in centrifuge tubes. Then when we turn on this device, this machine rotates according to the settings per minute, and all the sample uh, with their solutes and solvents separated from each other on the basis of their density. Centripetal force have a specific role in it. Now let us learn how to use a centrifuge machine. This is a bio-base BKH201BG model centrifuge machine. You can see that here is the model of the this machine. Now you can see that these are the input buttons from where you can change the setting of the centrifuge machine. Here are programming, RPM, time, and increment and decrease buttons, start and stop button. Now let us learn how these buttons are used. This is the power button. When you plug in the centrifuge machines, you have to turn on this button. You can see that. And here is the opening button. You will press it and then this lid will open. Once you input your data and your commands to the centrifuge machines and lock this lid, the centrifuge machine automatically locked. And after the rotations completed, you have to push this button to open the lid. Like this, you will press the button and this lid will open. Here is the view of centrifuge machine, internal view of centrifuge machine. These are holes from at where you can place your centrifuge tubes, and there is specific method for placement of these tubes. The placement of these tubes should be symmetrical, because I mentioned earlier that centripetal force has specific dimension in this technique. As everything move in circular pathway due to centripetal force. So if these tubes are not in symmetrical position or even position, the centripetal force will be irregular at some places from where these are not symmetrical. That's why you have to place these tubes symmetrically and in even number. If you have not even sample that you can place two tubes, you fill one of your tubes with water or any other solvent to maintain the symmetry of the tubes or placements. Then you place centrifuge tubes in these holes and further proceed for that. Now have a look at the centrifuge tubes. Like this, you will close the lid and then start your programming. If you want to mention the time or RPM, you just uh, push the time button and then you will set the times according to these up and down buttons. These are actually for increasing or decreasing the time, or any other value you will select. After selecting, just press enter to input the time. Here I set the time 15 minutes. Now same procedure will done for RPM button. Push RPM button and then increase or decrease buttons and then enter to set the RPM. After you done all your procedures, all your input command, just press start button. Now have a short look on the centrifuge tubes. These are centrifuge tubes specifically made for this type of centrifuge machine. There are several other types. You can look at their screen. These are for other type of centrifuge devices. Just place these tubes symmetrically. I have counted that these are placed symmetrically. Both pairs have three holes or gaps of centrifuge between them. Now, when all your setup is done, you have to press start button to start your centrifuge machine. I hope you got all the points. If not, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.